Hi everyone, I'm Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Marcus Bagwell. We keep an eye on our risk of strong to severe thunderstorms set to move in on early Wednesday morning. This is all being fueled by our next upper level disturbance, which as of late Monday night was moving in off the coast of California. They're going to get some much needed precipitation out of it. We saw some high clouds move in Monday afternoon and Monday evening, but this low is going to work its way right across our area into southern plains on Wednesday. That'll bring us the risk of some stronger thunderstorms. Let me kind of give you the bigger picture look here. So here's what's happening in the upper levels of the atmosphere. You can notice how the deepening area of low pressure, this dip, is allowing us to see the risk of stronger thunderstorms. That's giving us a very moist and a very strong southwest upper airflow aloft. But then I add in the red arrows. Those are the southerly winds that are picking up from the Gulf of Mexico. So you've got surface winds that are coming due south, and then we're starting to see that wind begin to turn back to the southwest. So we're already starting to see a change in wind direction with height and wind speed with height, and that may be enough to help support the risk of some stronger thunderstorms. And even though this line doesn't look too impressive, as the line comes through, we certainly have the potential to see a couple of bowing segments along this line and maybe even a chance for an isolated tornado. That's why wind gusts and tornadoes are our top two concerns for early on Wednesday morning. Now, this is not going to be for everybody. This is not like what we dealt with on Monday, March the 21st, where we had severe storms that were in the medium to high category, more widespread in nature. This is an isolated threat, but the isolated threat is hard to pinpoint where specifically in East Texas, because we have the greatest available energy in our area to move in early on Wednesday morning. And even with the lack of instability, the wind energy is going to be very dynamic. That's why we're going to see these top two as the main concern. Hail cannot be ruled out. Some maybe brief periods of heavy rain to lead to flooding, though, is unlikely, so we'll keep that in the low category. Let's look at Futurecast once again. We'll get into early Wednesday morning. Here comes the line of storms working their way inside of the Metroplex there, and then they're going to start to move in toward us as we get to about 6 to 7 a.m. Anything that's along this leading edge, that's going to be our main area of concern, because you have a strong southerly and a southeast wind coming in that may allow a couple of these thunderstorms to maybe begin to wrap back around. That's why wind gusts and an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out. Anything behind the line, though, is in the more stable air, so severe potential appears unlikely. Notice how we still have some heavier storms, some heavier storms in the early on Wednesday. That line will continue to work its way to the east, and it really turns into a big problem for the deep south region going into Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. So we definitely want to keep a close eye on all of this. Again, not expecting widespread severe weather, but the risk of a strong thunderstorm or two cannot be ruled out. So make sure that you have our East Texas Storm Team app. We'll be keeping an eye on that, and especially with this being an overnight event, let me come back on camera here. You can't stress it enough. Make sure you have multiple ways to get weather information. Custom lightning and weather alerts, you can have those on the Storm Team app. Just make sure your location is turned on and you've selected the alerts in the settings section that you would like to have. We'll continue to watch for this. Meteorologist Carson Vickroy will have an update for you on Tuesday.